In 5 days, you'll either have changed your life or you'll have another excuse. There's no middle ground. See, your brain has two modes: protection mode, where it keeps you exactly where you are, and adaptation mode, where it rapidly adjusts to new patterns. The trick is knowing how to flip the switch. I'll show you the exact process, why most people fail on day 3, and how to make day 5 just the beginning of compound transformation. Day 1. Breaking the mental prison. Let's start with why you haven't changed yet. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. Your brain is actively sabotaging you, and it thinks it's saving your life. Every time you even think about changing, switching careers, getting in shape, leaving that toxic relationship, your brain floods you with anxiety. Your heart races, your mind races. You suddenly remember 1,000 reasons why now isn't the right time. This isn't weakness. This is your amygdala, the oldest part of your brain, doing exactly what it evolved to do: keep you alive by keeping you the same. To your ancient brain, familiar equals safe. Change equals potential death. Think about it. Every excuse you've ever made: I'm too busy. I'll start Monday. I need more information first. These aren't reasons. They're your brain's defense mechanisms. Sophisticated ways to keep you exactly where you are. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre had a term for this: bad faith. He noticed that people constantly pretend they're trapped when they're actually free. You say, I can't quit my job, when you mean, I choose not to quit my job. You say, I have to stay in this relationship, when you mean, I'm choosing to stay. This isn't philosophy, it's neuroscience. Every single day, through thousands of micro decisions, you're actively choosing your current life. You're just pretending you're not. When your alarm goes off and you hit snooze, that's a choice. When you scroll instead of working on your goals, choice. When you say tomorrow for the 100th time, choice. Your brain has tricked you into thinking these aren't choices. They are. Here's the brutal truth. You're not stuck. You're comfortable being uncomfortable. Your problems, as painful as they are, have become familiar. And familiar feels safer than change, even when it's killing you slowly. So day 1 isn't about action. It's about seeing through the illusion. Stop asking, how do I change? That's the wrong question. It assumes you're trapped. You're not. Start asking, why am I choosing to stay the same? What am I getting from this situation that I'm pretending I hate? What would I lose if I actually changed? What story am I telling myself about why I can't change and who benefits from me believing it? Sit with that discomfort. Feel your brain trying to deflect, to distract you, to make you click away from this video right now. That resistance you're feeling, that's your prison guard. And you've just noticed it for the first time. Most people never get past this realization. They glimpse their freedom and it terrifies them so much, they go right back to pretending they're trapped. But if you can hold this awareness for just 24 hours, if you can watch yourself choosing your current life all day tomorrow, then day 2 becomes possible. Because day 2 is when you'll learn how to start, even though every cell in your body will scream at you to stop. Day 2, starting despite the suck. So you've spent 24 hours watching yourself choose your current life. You see the prison now. Day 2 is when you actually have to walk through the open door. And here's what nobody tells you. It's going to feel like dying. I'm not being dramatic. When you start that workout, make that phone call, or open that blank document, your body will literally react like you're in danger. Your chest tightens. Your breathing gets shallow. Every cell screams, stop. This is homeostasis, your body's biological thermostat. Just like your body keeps your temperature at 98.6 degrees, it keeps your behaviors, your patterns, your entire life at whatever setting it's used to. Try to change that setting, and every system in your body activates to pull you back. Your heart rate spikes. That's your sympathetic nervous system. Your muscles tense. That's cortisol flooding your bloodstream. You suddenly feel exhausted. That's your brain redirecting energy away from the prefrontal cortex where decisions are made. Your body is literally sabotaging your ability to think clearly. This is why just do it is terrible advice. You're not fighting laziness. You're fighting millions of years of evolution designed to keep you exactly the same. Marcus Aurelius, who ran the entire Roman Empire while dealing with plagues, wars, and betrayals, wrote something that cuts through all of this. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. But here's his real insight. Begin. To begin is half the work. Not finish, not succeed, not do it perfectly, just begin. Because here's what actually happens in your brain when you start. The anticipation of change triggers massive resistance. But the act of starting, Your brain can't maintain that level of panic. It's like your immune system. It can't stay in full attack mode. So here's what actually works. Start so small, your brain doesn't recognize it as change. This isn't about motivation. It's about flying under your body's radar. Want to write a book? Don't sit down to write a chapter. Open the document. That's it. Want to get in shape? Don't plan a workout. Put on your shoes. Want to change careers? Don't update your entire resume. Change one line. This isn't a productivity hack. It's physics. Your brain cannot mount its full defense system against 2 minutes of action. It's looking for big threats, not tiny movements. The mistake everyone makes is trying to overcome resistance with willpower. That's like trying to hold your breath forever. You'll always lose. Instead, you need to be like water finding cracks in a wall. Small, consistent, inevitable. Here's what day 2 actually looks like. You'll start something, anything, for 2 minutes. Your brain will scream. Your body will revolt. You'll have 47 brilliant reasons why you should stop. Don't negotiate with these feelings. Don't try to make them go away. Just notice them like you noticed your choices yesterday. Oh, there's my heart racing. There's that familiar exhaustion. There's my brain telling me this is stupid. Then do your 2 minutes anyway. That's it. 2 minutes. Not because it's a rule, but because it's the maximum amount of change you can create without triggering full biological resistance. Tomorrow, day 3, the resistance will still be there, but weaker. Your brain will try a different strategy. It's already preparing it right now. Because day 3 is when most people quit. It's when the initial momentum fades, but the new pattern hasn't locked in yet. It's the messy middle where everything feels pointless, and your old life starts looking comfortable again. But if you know what's coming, you can't be ambushed. Day 3, the momentum battle. Here's what's happening. The excitement of starting, gone. That rush from day 1's breakthrough, dead. But the new habit, not even close to formed. You're in no man's land, too far from your old life to go back comfortably, not far enough into the new one to feel secure. Your brain pulls out its most sophisticated weapon. What's the point? You did your 2 minutes yesterday. Nothing magical happened. Your life looks exactly the same. That novel is still just one paragraph. Your body doesn't look different. Your bank account hasn't changed. Your brain whispers, "See, this doesn't work. You were right to stay the same." This is the messy middle, and it's where dreams go to die. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." On day 3, you crave the dramatic results. You want the transformation to be visible, to feel different. But craving the outcome is exactly what kills the process. The Stoics knew something we forgot. Progress is invisible at first. It compounds in darkness before it explodes into light. This is where you need systems, not willpower. Willpower is like holding your breath. Eventually, you have to breathe. Systems are like changing the air you breathe. Here's the day 3 protocol. Instead of relying on motivation, you create an environment where the action happens automatically. Put your running shoes next to your bed. Delete the apps that distract you. Set your laptop to open directly to your writing document. Make the right action the easiest action. But here's the real day 3 killer. You're probably trying to change too much. The Pareto principle isn't just for business. 80% of your life changes will come from changing 20% of your behaviors. But on day 3, overwhelmed and exhausted, you try to change everything. New diet, new routine, new mindset, new habits. Your brain laughs at you. Pick one thing, the keystone change, the one shift that makes other changes inevitable. If you change your sleep schedule, your energy changes, your mood changes, your decisions change. If you start exercising, your confidence changes, your discipline changes, your standards change. One domino, properly placed, knocks down dozens. Day 3 isn't about pushing harder. It's about getting smarter. Your brain expects you to burn out, to overreach, to quit in frustration. Don't give it the satisfaction. Do your 2 minutes. Trust the system. Ignore the voice saying it's not enough. Because something shifts between day 3 and day 4. If you survive today, if you just show up and do your small action despite feeling nothing, tomorrow your brain tries a different strategy. It starts negotiating. Because day 4 is when the compound effect becomes undeniable. Day 4, the competence threshold. Something strange happens on day 4. You wake up and for the first time the resistance is quieter. Not gone, quieter. You reach for your running shoes or open your laptop, and instead of that familiar dread, there's just less. This isn't your imagination. You've crossed the competence threshold. For 3 days, you've been forcing new neural pathways to fire, like water cutting through rock. Repetition has started carving new channels in your brain. The action that felt like death on day 2 now feels like just an action. Your brain has begun to accept this new behavior as normal. The alarm bells aren't as loud. The homeostasis system isn't in full revolt. You're starting to experience what neuroscientists call automaticity, the beginning of habit formation. William James, the father of American psychology, discovered something profound about this moment. He said, "If you want a quality, act as if you already have it." But here's what he found. This isn't just psychological trick, it's neurological reality. When you act as if you're a writer by writing daily, your brain literally rewires itself. The neural networks that fire when you think "I am a writer" become the same ones that fire when you sit down to write. The pretending becomes the being. James noticed this transition happens suddenly, usually around the 4th or 5th repetition. One day you're forcing yourself to act. The next day, it's just what you do. You've moved from "I'm trying to write" to "I write." You're experiencing this right now. That 2-minute action, it's no longer something you're forcing yourself to do. It's becoming something you just do. The gap between intention and action is shrinking. But here's where day 4 gets dangerous. This slight ease, this tiny victory, makes people cocky. "I've got this," they think. "I can handle more now." So they add a second habit, a third. They go from 2 minutes to 20. They skip their system because they don't need it anymore. This is your brain's newest trick. It couldn't stop you with resistance, so now it's trying to make you self-destruct through overconfidence. The protection protocol for day 4 is counterintuitive. Double down on what's working, don't diversify. If you've been writing for 2 minutes, write for 2 minutes. If you've been doing 5 push-ups, do 5 push-ups. Resist every urge to expand. Your neural pathways are like fresh concrete, still setting, still vulnerable. One day of overreach can crack the entire foundation. The comedian Jerry Seinfeld has a calendar where he marks an X for every day he writes jokes. His only rule? Don't break the chain. Not write amazing jokes. Not write for hours. Just don't break the chain. Day 4 is about respecting the chain. You've built 3 links. Your brain is testing whether you'll destroy your own progress. Don't negotiate. Don't innovate. Just add the 4th link. Tomorrow, day 5, something else entirely happens. The behavior you've been building stops being about motivation or discipline or willpower. It becomes something much more powerful. It becomes inevitable. Day 5, integration and amplification. You made it to day 5. Take a second to feel that. 4 days ago, your brain was screaming that change meant death. Now you've done the impossible 4 times in a row. Day 5 isn't about celebrating, it's about making this permanent. Here's what you've actually done. You've proven to your nervous system that change won't kill you. Your brain has stopped treating your new behavior as a threat, but proof isn't enough. Now you need to make it inevitable. The multiplication effect kicks in here. Once you've changed one thing, actually changed it, not just tried it, your brain updates its entire model of what's possible. Think about it. If you can wake up early for 5 days when you've been hitting snooze for 5 years, what else have you been wrong about? If you can write when you weren't a writer, what other lies have you believed about yourself? One change doesn't just add to your life, it multiplies. Each breakthrough makes the next one easier because you've broken the core belief that kept you stuck. I can't change. Seneca had a practice that locked in transformation. Every evening, he'd mentally review his day. Not journaling, that's passive. Active analysis. He'd ask, what worked, what didn't? What almost broke me, what made it easier? This isn't reflection for reflection's sake, it's programming. You're teaching your brain to spot patterns, to recognize what helps and what hurts. You're becoming your own coach. Do this tonight. Run through your 5 days. When was resistance strongest? What time of day was easiest? What thoughts almost made you quit? What system saved you? This isn't about feeling good or bad. It's data collection for your next transformation. Now here's the real power. You can stack another 5 days immediately. Different change, same system. Day 1. See the mental prison around that change. Day 2. Start despite the resistance. Day 3. Push through the dip. Day 4. Respect the progress. Day 5. Lock it in. In 30 days, you could have 6 transformations. In 90 days, 18. Not because you're superhuman, because 5 days is the perfect window, long enough to create real change, short enough that your brain can't mount a full defense. You don't need 5 years. You never did. You need 5 days, repeated. You need to stop planning transformation and start living it. 5 days at a time. The person you were 5 days ago believed change was complicated, painful, took forever. That person was living in a mental prison, choosing their limitations every single day. Who are you now? More importantly, who will you be 5 days from now?